from taxation by offering themselves exemptions, tax waivers, and reliefs will continue. And this administration will also continue to work on means and ways of uplifting our economy and improving the cost of living for the Kenyan people, to make life more bearable for the people. And the president has already begun work on that. All these members you see here, you saw them in the National Assembly when others boycotted the National Assembly. These members were there yesterday debating the budget policy statement to ensure that we have in place programs that will ensure that we bring down the cost of living to the Kenyan people. That's why we are challenging our colleagues in the Azimio coalition. And most of those in ODM who are now slaves of the Odinga dynasty, please, it is only yourselves who can rescue yourselves. Nobody will rescue you. But we must remind you that the people of Kenya elected you as members of parliament to come and deal with issues and matters that are of concern to them through parliament, not in the streets. And that's why we have said, should you find you have no space in the National Assembly and in parliament as members of parliament and senators, simply quit your positions and join the rest of the army of goons asking for arms. But we must also tell them that this government has a sacred duty to ensure that the rule of law reigns in the governance of our country. And we want to encourage the president and all security agencies to spare no effort and no energy to protect lives, protect people's property in Nairobi and outside Nairobi in other cities, so that the unfortunate incidents that happened in Kisumu yesterday do not happen again. Lastly, last night along Bugani Road in Karen, Mr. Odinga held a planning meeting, details of which we have with his ODM members of parliament. And we have details of how they plan to cause chaos and violence within the city over the weekend, culminating with massive destruction of property and bloodshed on Monday. And we'll just end by reminding Mr. Odinga, you are not above the law. This country shall be governed by under the Constitution and with the rule of law, not the rule of men. The former president might have made you believe with a handshake that you are above the law and you can do all that you want. We want to tell you that impunity shall end and shall come to an abrupt end under this administration. And the people of Kenya have moved on. The people of Kenya want to see the economy working again. We invite you, members of parliament, to join us to working through uplifting the lives of the people of Kenya by working on the economy that you destroyed under the handshake regime. Shortly, as we said, and you have seen, a number of committees of this House have begun work on the telecom haste, the maize subsidy haste, and the committee on energy will soon be embarking on the fuel haste, the subsidy haste. We have had Mr. Odinga and his army demand a reinstatement of these subsidies, and we want to tell him it shall not happen. We shall not continue to feed the monster that has destroyed our economy. Yes. You destroyed our economy with those useless subsidies that were only there for a month and ended up benefiting your families only. And as I said, with time, Kenyans will get to know, besides Mr. Odinga and his family, the other net beneficiaries of those subsidy programs that they are now demanding. Thank you.
Can I send a very strong message to the people in Western and Nyanza? It rained yesterday, and it's raining all over the country now. So it's the time to plant. It's not the time to uproot. It's the time to plan, not the time to plunge us into chaos. It's the time to build, not to destroy. I want to request all young people in this country, from wherever they are, Muslim of my community, in the larger Western Kenya, that you cannot do the same thing for 40 years. with the same results and expect to get a different result in the 42nd year. It won't happen. 20th will come, you go to the streets, some of you will get hurt. On the 21st, 22nd, we'll be back to business as usual. So I want to request everyone in this country that no one builds the economy in 6 months. Even Raila will not do it in 6 months. So we must first of all stop and think, what are we going to the streets about? If the cost of living is raining now, take the seeds and fertilizer, go to the gardens, farm. If the issue is elections and IBC, we know that the last appointment that were done under a worse regime than the current law. So let's be clear on this matter, that as we speak, there's no reason at all to send anybody to the streets, apart from individual, selfish interest. We are all Kenyans. All of us can speak for each other. And it must be said that going forward, the young people of this country will take the reins of this country, will not let it, will not be going to be allowed to be led by people who have led us astray for the last 40 years. A new path must be found, and that new path is behind me here. We are going forward, not backwards. Thank you.
Lastly, Honorable Nimrod Mbai.
Ni vizuri tuongeleshane ukweli ya kwamba tumekuwa kwa hii nchi miaka mingi, na baada ya kila uchaguzi